I'm going to walk around it. This is from the House of the Faun in Pompeii. One needs to understand that the finest of the art that they salvaged from Pompeii and Herculaneum is residing in this National Museum of Archaeology in Naples to safeguard it. The tendency now in the new excavations is to keep them in situ in the actual location and maybe put a roof on them, but up till now, the best of art from these two sites is in this museum. It's amazing. Look at the mosaics along these columns here. My word, how intricate. The colors are just like they were just done. Oh, and there's the famous one you'll see a little bit of Alexander the Great fighting Darius of Persia. It's probably the most famous mosaic in this museum, but House of the Faun mosaics. Musicians here. Pompeian frescoes. What do you think, Michelle? They're great, but there's so much to see here, and so much that's not even on display. It's being renovated and repaired, like the battle scene of Alexander the Great and Darius, which is the masterpiece of mosaics from Pompeii, and you won't be able to see them. But look at the colors. Now what you're seeing the best of what they found in Pompeii back in the last century or two, and they are kept in this museum. Some of these were the property of the aristocracy and even the papacy, and they ended up in this museum. But look, this is the most of it is the best preserved paintings from Pompeii that are in the best shape. It just goes room after room after room after room. When you think these things are... Some of these predate Christ. They were old before the eruption of Vesuvius, because Pompeii has existed at least 100, 200 years prior to 79 AD. And these paintings look rather modern. They have perspective, which painters of the Middle Ages didn't relearn until learning of this ancient art of Rome, then thus the Renaissance. And we'll go back and see how Mrs. Long is doing here. Where do I stop? It's just, to me, amazing that this art, a lot of these pieces are in excess of 2,000 years old and they still survive. There's I probably should explain a little bit, as you guys probably know. There are no skeletons in Pompeii because the bodies disintegrated with all the volcanic ash. So they would throw plaster of Paris in these holes in the rock, and it would be the shape of the victims, and that's what we see here. Stops. You could spend a week in this museum and not even touch everything here. And how anyone could ever not consider the National Museum of Archaeology in Naples is the #1 attraction in this, the 3rd largest city in Italy. Look at the art. Look at the art. How fresh. 2,000 years. Look at this large canvas here. Look at the colors. 2,000 years old, and it's still amazing. You can hear the school kids in back of us. So far, no good. So far, so good up until now. Now look at this large fresco here. there's another one here. We'll call it quits after this. Colors are more subdued. This is gladiator equipment here from Pompeii.
Adesso siamo nell'area termale di Verona. Il primo ambiente